Supreme, man. Look, I'm back with another banger build. It's certified. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. This build is absolutely crazy. It's fun to play with. I've been using it for a minute. Um, let's get into it, man. I'm show y'all what I'm working with. This is the one man army build. And the reason I call it the one man army is because it's like a jack of all trades, man. It's hella versatile. Look, you got the 6 yellows on it, you got 3 blues on it, and we got 5 reds essentially on the bill. Now we're using the capacitor and it stacks damage off of the reds and the yellows, right? So for every 2 yellows is 1 red. So with 6 yellows, that's 3 reds. Then we get one off the memento and one off of the picaros. So that's 5 reds on the bill, making the gun go crazy. You got the survivability, the bonus armor, the regen. I mean, look, man, this build is insane. As y'all seen in the clips and y'all are seeing the gameplay, it's a mitigation build. We playing off with the defender drone and the protection from elites. All right, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna start from the top. Y'all just follow me. Now for the specialization, we going with the technician. Now the reason we going with the technician is because it gives us a free skill tier. And that's going to help us get our drone to skill tier 6 because we want to make the drone as powerful as we can get it. That's going to give us more damage reduction, and also that allows us to put another blue on the bill for more survivability. All right. Secondly, we're using it for the artificer hive. The artificer hive is going to increase the duration of the drone because the defender drone's duration is only 25 seconds, which is not a long time. But this artificer hive is going to refresh it every, I think, 15 seconds, and it's going to refresh the duration. It's going to keep it up basically 100% of the time. We also running it for the extra benefits it gives us, like the EMP grenade, which is cool. We get 12% damage to the drones and robotics, which is cool, and you get the Faraday field. Also, you want to turn on your assault rifle damage since we're using the capacitor, and we're using a shotgun and a pistol, so make sure you got those damages turned on as well. All right. Now for the weapons, we going with the capacitor. By far my favorite weapon to use because it hits hard. It gives you the additional skill damage. It's a crazy gun, man. It's a crazy gun. It fits perfect with this build. Um, it's the only assault rifle that will give you damage to armor and damage to target out of cover. So that right there just makes it crazy by itself as well. But the talent, capacitance, we all know shooting the enemy build stacks to a cap of 40, which gives you 1.5 skill damage for each stack. So that's basically 60% skill damage, and you get the 7.5 weapon damage for each skill tier. So we're not using a damage and skill on the build. We're using a defender drone. So we're using the capacitor for the second part of the talent. We're just using it for the weapon damage. We getting weapon damage off each skill tier, and since we got 6 skill tiers, it's just giving us a lot of damage on the build, and that's the main reason I went with the capacitor. Now you have options if you don't want to run the capacitor. I like to run the Eagle Barrel sometimes with it. That works as well. The Eagle Barrel also got a buff this season. The RPM went up to 800, and you can roll the third attribute and put target out of cover on it, which is going to give it more damage as well. But you mainly want to run it for the talent, the tenacity talent. It's going to delay 40 to 80% of the damage you take, which is going to make you like a tank. I'm telling you, you got the defender drone plus the protection from elites plus the tenacity, man. You're gonna basically be unkillable, bro. You're gonna be hella tanky. It's crazy. The only trade-off to it is it won't hit as hard as the capacitor. Like I would run the capacitor for more overall damage, and you would want to run the Eagle Barrel for more survivability. Also, the Eagle Barrel, the only way you can turn on the tenacity is by getting a headshot kill with it. So that's another thing. If you're not really too good at getting headshots, then I wouldn't recommend going with the Eagle Barrel. But if you are, that's another option you have. Thirdly, we have the Scorpio's another option you can go with. One of the best guns in the game. The shotgun gives you the status effects and the additional damage on the targets. You will have to change your play style a little bit. You will have to be a little more up and close and personal with them with the shotgun to be more effective, but that's an option you can run as well. I like going with the capacitor. I think that's the best way to go just because you get the additional damage from the skill tiers. And since we got 6 skill tiers, it's just giving us a lot more damage on the build that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah. Now the secondary, you can run whatever secondary you want, but you absolutely want to run Future Perfect on it. Weapon kills grant 1 skill tier for 15 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge. And that's why we're using this talent, because we already at 6 skill tiers. You seen in the clips, I'm swapping to my secondary, finishing them off, and then I'm going into overcharge. And let me tell you, dog, when this drone go into overcharge, it's insane. You get 100% damage reduction, man. You basically immune to any bullets. You can't be damaged by bullets for 15 seconds. You can be a lot more aggressive. You can go ham. Um, but I would definitely recommend Future Perfect. You can put it on any gun you want. You can run the mechanical animal. I think and that will increase the duration of the overcharge from 15 to 19 seconds. But I just like running. I prefer to run a shotgun because they do a lot of damage, and you just want to swap to it and just hit them one time, finish them off, and then swap back to the capacitor. So any shotgun you want to use will be fine. Just make sure you got Future Perfect on it. Now the pistol, you can run with any pistol you want as well. You've seen in the clips, I'm swapping to my pistol, finishing them off, and then swapping back. I'm using Perfect Finisher. I'm running the Orbit. It's giving me Perfect Finisher, and that's just giving me more crit chance and crit damage. It's giving me a little more damage output. But you can run any pistol you want. Just make sure you got Finisher on it. That's going to give you a little more crit chance and crit damage. Alright. Now for the gear, we going with Gilligard. Now we rocking 3-piece Gilligard, right? We trying to get the 2% armor regen. For the first piece, we got the mask. We put a skill tier on it. We got crit chance on it. Protection from elites mods in it. Now the reason we going with the chill out is because it comes with an additional mod slot, and that's allowing us to put more protection from elites in the build. Okay, it's a Christmas item. You only can get it during the Christmas season. So if you don't have the chill out, or if you don't have one with crit chance on it, I would just rock a regular Gilligard mask. That'll work just as fine. Um, just rock you a regular Gilligard mask with crit chance, crit damage, and put a skill tier on it. All right. Now for the chest piece, we're going with Brazos. We got 2-piece Brazos on the build. We're trying to get that +1 skill tier. That's going to allow us to put more armor on the build. For the first piece, we got the chest piece, which has armor on it. We went crit chance and crit damage. You know, we crit in and out. We got crits everywhere. Now for the talent, we going with Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 25 times. So every time you crit, you gain in damage. Up to 25 times, 25% weapon damage. Now that's the main reason you want to have crit chance on the build. You want to have your crit chance to at least 50% so you can take advantage of the Obliterate. You can stack it up faster and keep it active longer. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. Now, for our second piece of Brazos, we're going with the Picaros, man. The Picaros is best in slot for this build. It's a crazy holster, man. They're easy to get. If you don't have one, just go to Countdown and go to the Summit, put it on Brazos, and they drop like candy. You get them left and right. You want to find one with crit chance on it so you can roll a skill tier on it, because we're trying to get our drone to skill tier 6 to make it as powerful as possible. So we put a skill tier on our Picaros. We got crit chance on it, and it comes with the weapon damage on it. And the reason this holster is so powerful with this build is because the capacitor scale damage it scales damage off of the reds and the yellows, right? So this one piece of gear is giving us 22.5% weapon damage on the build, which is crazy. You absolutely want to run the Picaro's holster. Okay. Now, second piece of Gilligard, we going with pads, and we have a skill tier on it, crit chance, crit damage. Um, we need that skill tier on it because we trying to get the skill tier 6. So either your knee pads or your gloves, one of those is gonna have to have a skill tier on it, whichever way you want to do it. But we got one on our knee pads, and we just got crit chance and crit damage on it. Okay. Now for the gloves, Gilligard 3-piece, we got armor, crit chance, and crit damage. All right, simple. For the backpack, we going with the Memento. One of my favorite exotics in the game. I use it on a lot of different builds, man. A lot of builds. It's so powerful, and it's so versatile, man. It's hard not to use it. You know what I'm saying? It gives us the weapon core, the armor core, and the skill tier. And of course, we all know how it works. Every time you kill an enemy, it drop a trophy, and that's giving us the additional weapon damage, bonus armor, and skill efficiency. Um, you get a max stacks of 30 stacks. Once you stack it up, you get 3% armor regen, 30% skill efficiency, and 30% weapon damage. Now, since we got 3 blues on the build, we get 30% bonus armor, and we getting 5% weapon damage every time we pick up a trophy. Um, Now the skill efficiency, we have 6 yellows, so we'll get 30% skill efficiency every time we pick up a trophy. But the defender drone doesn't receive a buff from the skill efficiency. It doesn't make you gain more damage reduction. I wish it did, but it don't. The only thing it does with the defender drone is it reduces the cooldown and it gives you a little more duration, which is really not giving us no benefit because we run in the artificer hive and that's giving us all the duration we need, right? All right. We mostly running the memento for the bonus armor and the weapon damage and the armor regen. All right, because we got protection from elites on the build. That's giving us a lot of mitigation along with the defender drone. Um, so we able to keep our bonus armor for longer, and that's going to give our armor, our base armor, time to regenerate, and that's how we gonna sustain ourselves. I mean, you see how it work, and you'll see how it work in the clips. Well, you see how it work in the clips, and you'll see how it work in the gameplay. The build is crazy, man. It's crazy. The damage is there. The survivability is there. Everything just works well together. I love it. I think y'all will enjoy it. But you definitely want to run the Memento for sure. Now, for the mods, we going with protection from elites. I mean, I already broke this down before, but um, the protection from elites is going to mitigate your damage from elite enemies. That's all the gold enemies and all the bosses. So you're going to take reduced damage from those enemies. Now you still take normal damage from the reds and the purples, right? But we running the defender drone, so that's going to help us along with the reds and the purples, and it's going to amplify our damage reduction against elite enemies. Elite enemies is no problem with this build. Bosses, rogue agents, hunters, no problem with this build, bro. It's crazy. Um, how I like to play is since you have so much damage reduction from elite enemies, if I run in a room and it's a red, a purple, and a yellow in there, right? You want to prioritize the red and the purple first. Don't worry about the elites because they not gonna be doing damage to you for real. All they damage is mitigated, it's reduced from the drone and from the protection from elites. So you want to prioritize any red guy or any purple guy in any combat situation. All right, that's how I like to do it. Now for the skills, we going with the defender drone. Of course, it's a defender drone build. Um, The defender drone attempts to deflect incoming bullets. from a microwave emitter mounted beneath the drone. So basically, this drone is going to protect you from ballistic damage. That's any damage that's coming from bullets, right? Now, you still will take damage from elemental damage like fire or explosions. You still will take damage from that, but any ballistic damage is going to basically mitigate that, depending on how strong you have the build and how strong you have the drone. And the only way to power up this drone is by adding skill tiers to it and by leveling it up in the expertise. Now our damage reduction is at 65%, which is absolutely crazy. So we mitigate 65% of incoming ballistic damage. Um, Plus we got 52% protection from elites. So any elite enemy is a joke. They a joke. They not gonna do. I mean, especially if it's just like one or two of them. They a joke, bro. Like you can face tank them. You don't need no shield. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Um, and then once you get the kill with the shotgun and go in the overcharge, that 65 goes up to 100%, man. So you basically immune. It's insane, man. The build is crazy. Y'all see it, man. Like it's crazy. Um, you definitely wanna. I would definitely recommend leveling up this defender drone, like putting some expertise into it. At least get it to 12. I think I'm at 65% because I got it up to 24% on the expertise. But I think a 6 skill tier base defender drone is sitting around 51 percent damage reduction. So I would definitely recommend spending some of your expertise points on it, at least to 12. Because after 12, then you still have to put exotic components in it to level it up any further. But at least get it to 12, and that might bump it up to about 60% probably, or like 50, 58, 59% basically. But it's definitely worth it. And if you want to run this build like how I have it, and if you want to have it at its most optimal potential, you definitely want to put some, you want to invest some expertise into it. Now the secondary skill, we going with the Artificer Hive. And I already explained that earlier. The Artificer Hive is going to give us more duration on the drone. Because the drone duration is only 25.8 seconds, which is not that long. So this Artificer Hive, every 15 seconds we get a skill refresh, and that's going to refresh the duration and basically give us 100% uptime with the drone. Now the beauty of this build, since we running at 6 skill tiers, is you don't have to run this hive. You could run any skill in the game and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be 6 skill tiers, it's gonna be powerful. You can run a 6 skill tier decoy, which is crazy. You can run ride foam. You can run a shield if you want for more protection. You can run a turret. Like you got options, bro. That's why I call it the one man army, because it's so versatile, man. The build is absolutely nuts. Um, it's a crazy fun build to play with. Um, I enjoy using it, so I figured I would share it with the community, man. Bless y'all with some fun to play with, something different. Um, I know I'm probably not the first person to come up with this concept, but this is my take on it, and this is how I like to run it, and it's hella fun, man. Look, I appreciate everybody coming through, showing love, dropping comments. Hey, it mean a lot, man. Hey, that shit motivate me to keep doing this, man, to keep making these bangers for y'all, man. So look, y'all keep doing that. We hit 100 subs. We hit over 100 actually, man. It's crazy. I need y'all to run it up, double it up. Let's try to get to 300. Um, and I'm gonna keep blessing y'all with these bangers, man. Look, I gave y'all the blueprint. Y'all go out here and build it, have some fun, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man.
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
the UAV.
Get fucked!
Stop this, the monster!